Hey there, Mom. I found an odd amount of water pooled up on the ground underneath the laundry I hung out on the line before I left this morning. You went and poured buckets of water all over them, didn't you? Another thing, I made a big pot of beef stew to have for dinner tonight, but I can't seem to find the pot or the stew anywhere. I suppose this is your doing as well, yeah? Plus, it seems that someone has dumped the garbage from the garbage can all over the living room floor. Would you mind telling me exactly why you did all of that? You really want to know, Judy? You call yourself a housewife, yet feel entitled to completely abandon your responsibilities at home. You're supposed to be doing housework, not having luncheons with your friends. I did all the housework. I'm asking why you felt compelled to completely ruin all the housework that I did. You know, the laundry, cooking, and cleaning. As I just said, it's your fault for abandoning your responsibilities around the house. You left the house and it fell into ruin. You can't blame me for that. It wasn't a luncheon, and I wasn't gallivanting. I was going to take care of my mom in the hospital. I told you about this beforehand. I can't put all the burden of caring for her on my brother and his wife, so I'm going down to help out when I can to give them a break. Don't be ridiculous. Of course you can put it all on her. That's her job. She married into your family, didn't she? When you married into this family, you agreed to prioritize our needs over your old family's. That's what it means to be a wife. Your brother's wife made the same deal. And allow me to repeat myself, you're a housewife. What sort of housewife doesn't take care of the housework? You have a job to do here, and you'll do it or else. Allow me to repeat myself. I did do the housework. I did the laundry and hung it on the line. I made a big pot of beef stew for dinner. I cleaned the living room and vacuumed the floor. I did all of that. And then you came along and ruined everything I did. Do you have any evidence it was me? Yes. What? Did you forget? We have security cameras monitoring the house in every room. They've been there since before you moved in with us. You knew all about them. You mean you actually had those things turned on? Yeah. What good are security cameras if they're not on? That's an egregious invasion of my privacy. I'll be having a little talk with Jake about this. Go ahead. He's the one who told you about the security cameras, though, so I'm not sure how much good it'll do you. You'll get what's coming to you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get to work on redoing all the housework that I already did this morning, thanks to you. Also, I won't be able to have dinner ready in time, so I'm not sure where you are right now, but go ahead and get something for yourself on the way home. Unbelievable! Now you're slacking off on making dinner for us? I'm terribly sorry, but you and the friends you called over for lunch today ate all the beef stew that I was planning to have for dinner. So you'll just have to make do. You can't talk to me that way. Right now, that's the most civil language I can use with you. Impudent little girl, I am your mother-in-law. I'm done with this conversation. I want to get the housework done before midnight. Jake, your mother did it again today.
What?
She called her friends over for lunch today, and they ate up all the beef stew that I had made for dinner.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I saw it all on the security monitors. To add insult to injury, she even told her friends that she was the one who made it. She also dumped buckets of water all over the laundry that I had put out on the line to dry. And to top it all off, she dumped the garbage out all over the living room floor I had just vacuumed.
Unreal. She just moved in 3 days ago. I can't believe my mother would behave so childish.
On the first night, she threw the dinner I made away and said it was disgusting. Then yesterday, she told me I was folding the clothes wrong, so she threw them all out of the closet and made me fold them again. I know she's your mother, and I don't want to be disrespectful toward her, but... I mean, this is all just too much, right?
I'm so sorry, Judy.
Well, it's nothing for you to be sorry about. The apartment she was living in by herself burned down in a freak accident, leaving her with nowhere to go on short notice. What else were we supposed to do? We couldn't just kick her out onto the curb.
For now, I'll just tell her that she needs to sign a new lease and move out as soon as possible. Her apartment was pretty standard. It won't be too hard to find one that's on the same level. Be okay with it. We can help her out with moving and her initial expenses to help her move out of the house even sooner.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. If I knew exactly when she'll be leaving, it could make dealing with her a bit easier.
Again, I'm really sorry to be putting you through this. Let me know if anything else happens, okay?
Thanks, Jake. I'll do that.
I'm getting in the car right now. Do you want me to pick you up something on my way home?
You know what? That sounds absolutely fantastic.
What are you in the mood for? I was thinking tacos.
I'm fine with whatever you want to have.
Gotcha. Okay, see you in a bit.
Drive careful, Jake. I love you. I don't believe you, Judy. Are you actually going out again? How shameless can you be? A housewife who constantly refuses to do housework and goes out into town every day? I'm more disappointed in you than I can describe. I can't take any more of this. You think you can live off my son's hard-earned money while contributing absolutely nothing to the family, but I won't allow that to continue. You and Jake are getting divorced. Mom, what is wrong with you? You put all of my things down by the curb, and my key doesn't work. Did you actually change the locks on me? I can't get into the house. Oh, you finally came crawling back home, did you? I hope you had fun during your night on the town. Just when I started to think you couldn't possibly become any worse of a parasite, you go out and party the night away until morning. My mom had a major surgery yesterday, and I was staying at my parents' house overnight. I told you all of this beforehand, so I won't let you pretend that you didn't know. And that's all besides the point. Why did you throw all of my things down on the curb? You had better have a very good explanation for this. It's all very simple, Judy. I'm kicking you out of this house. What? What makes you think you have the right to kick me out of my own home? Your home? What on earth are you talking about? This isn't your home. Not anymore. I have no need for a housewife who's never around the house. Get out and never come back. I won't allow you to mooch off my dear son for one more second. Take your things and leave, you worthless parasite. Starting today, this house belongs to me and my son. Is that so? Well then, starting next month, your rent will be $3,500 a month. What?
Mom.
Oh, there you are, Jake. That awful Judy has lost her mind. You'll never believe what she just told me. When I told her I was kicking her out of the house, she told me I'd have to pay rent. And do you know how much she said rent was? $3,500. Oh, where does she get off? You'll have to be careful of her after the divorce, Jake. She'll try and come after your money again, I'm sure of it. I bet that whole rent nonsense is just her attempt to keep up her pampered lifestyle without having to work for herself for once. I don't know how she even thinks she could charge me rent at all. Oh, goodness, what did you ever see in that girl?
I don't know, Mom. Seems pretty straightforward to me. When someone lives in your house, they become your tenant and you become their landlord. That's how real estate works.
Wait, what?
The house title is in Judy's name, Mom.
It's Judy's? What do you mean?
You tried to kick Judy out of the house to live there without her just now, didn't you? Well, if you want the owner of the house to leave the house, seems pretty obvious that you'd have to pay her rent.
That's ridiculous. The house is yours, isn't it?
Nope, it's not. Legally, the house belongs to Judy.
But, that's impossible. She doesn't work. All she does is leech off of your hard-earned money. How could she afford to buy a house?
Actually, Judy isn't a housewife. Not a full-time one anyway.
You're not making any sense.
She manages apartment buildings and parking lots.
She does? Oh, this is the first I've ever heard of this.
She doesn't talk about it much because back when she started, she actually had to cut off ties with a couple old friends who that just because she was the building owner, that she would rent to them for free or cheap. Tell you the truth, I didn't even know about it until after I proposed to her. With her rental income, we decided that only one of us would need to work. When we started trying to have kids, she quit the office job she had been doing and just kept up her real estate business.
But she's asking for $3,500 a month. Isn't that insane?
Given the area and the size of the house, I say that's fair market value, honestly.
But I'm her mother-in-law. She can't take money from me.
Yeah, the thing about that is yes, she absolutely can. She owned the house and gave you her terms. If you want to keep living there, pay her $3,500 a month. If you don't like it, there's only one thing for you to do. Move out.
Move out?
That was always the plan from the beginning, wasn't it? You said when you moved in that you'd only be living with us for as long as it took to get a new apartment.
Well, I was only saying that to be polite. I thought you'd be fine with me continuing to live here, well, permanently.
I did consider the possibility that things might turn out that way when you first moved in, yeah. But that all went out the window on the very first day when you started verbally abusing Judy before you even had your suitcases unpacked.
Verbal abuse? Oh, that's nonsense. I did no such thing.
If you really think you weren't being verbally abusive, all I can say is yikes. Judy wanted to stay out of it and let you find a new place at your own pace, out of respect for you as my mother and sympathy for your last place burning down. But now that you're trying to kick her out and take the house for your own, you've got to understand that anymore, there's not a snowball's chance in hell that you'll be able to keep living with us.
No, but, well, then where am I supposed to go?
Figure it out yourself. You have a job, don't you? You have means. You're an adult. You're more than capable of finding and paying for your own apartment. Why are you so intent on living with us permanently?
Well, I sort of got fired.
You got fired? What the hell did you do, Mom?
I didn't do anything wrong. Not the way I see it, anyway. I mean, it's a big company, right? Oh, they had more than enough things like toilet paper, coffee, snacks. So I took some home with me from time to time.
Oh, no.
And then I started doing it more and more. They said if I paid the company back for the amount I took home with me, then they wouldn't press charges. And that ate through practically all of my savings.
You're lucky that's all they did to you. That's theft, Mom. It's a crime.
Really?
Yes, really. How could you not get that? I don't believe this. You treated Judy like she was a parasite when you were the one who was freeloading. Yep, there's no way I'm gonna let you live with us after this.
Oh, Jake, don't say that. How will I go on if I can't live here anymore? What am I supposed to do?
Find a job as a live-in maid or something, I don't know.
Jake!
Whatever you do from now on is no longer any concern of mine.
What are you saying?
I have a message from Judy for you. You can continue living in that house if you want, but I'm not budging on my terms. The price is $3,500 a month, no less. If you can't pay it, then I want you out of the house by the end of the month. End of story.
But, oh, you don't agree with her, do you?
Do I really need to ask? Yes, I am 100% on Judy's side in all of this, and I always will be.
Not you too, Jake.
If only you hadn't been so horrible to Judy, we might have at least helped set you up with a nice apartment somewhere nearby, or even allowed you to stay with us on a more semi-permanent basis. That's long gone now, though, and you have only yourself and your horrendous, evil behavior to blame.
Jake, wait!
Always knew you had a bit of a self-centered side to you, Mom, but I never thought you'd do a thing like this. I'll come by to pick up my things from that house after you moved out as soon as you possibly can. Don't feel like you have to wait until the end of the month either. The sooner you're out of our life, the better.
Jake's mother's inability to consider the possibility that she was in the wrong seems to have been a recurring theme for her. Even her husband, Jake's father, had been putting up with her for years, and when Jake moved out of the house several years ago, he decided that the time was right and divorced her. On the very last day of the month, my mother-in-law managed to find a job with employee housing and rushed to move all of her things out of the house. It seems that a $3,500 rent was just a little bit above her budget. Isn't that a shame? As for Jake and I, we decided to rent out that house for some additional income. We're now living in a comfortable little condo that's right at the halfway point between my parents' house and Jake's office. Jake still gets texts from his mom on occasion, but all she ever talks about is how much she hates her job. Sometimes I come close to feeling sorry for her, but when I think about her awful behavior and total lack of remorse, I remember that she's getting exactly what she deserves. We haven't blocked her number, but that's just so we can keep tabs on her. We have no intention to involve ourselves with her ever again.
Hey, sis! Harley just came over to my place. Did you go out and leave him on his own again? Answer! Stop treating your children unequally! You call yourself a mother?
Cut it out, Tim. Your notifications are annoying me. Stop bugging me while we're enjoying our family time.
Family? So why didn't you take Harley? He's yours and your husband's son, is he not?
Oh, Harley? To tell you the truth, we don't want him.
What?
How to put it? It's just hard to believe he's our son.
Why?
Well, his big brother Adam's outstanding. He gets at least 95 points without failing his test at school. He's a natural at sports. He's great at drawing pictures and an amazing singer. He's a genius.
It's true. He is outstanding.
Right? Harley, on the other hand, is useless at whatever we make him do. He's a hopeless good-for-nothing. He isn't even 1/100th of the son Adam is. To be honest, he's so useless, we'd rather spend the money we spend on him on Adam instead. Oh, how I wish he'd never been born.
What the hell? But you're the one who had him in the first place! Surely there's no difference between Adam and Harley. You gave birth to them both all the same time, after all.
Ugh, why so serious?
Is there something wrong with me worrying about my nephew? Being raised in this kind of environment is obviously bad for Harley, but I think it's going to even cause problems for Adam, too.
Well, if you're so bothered, how about I just give you him?
What?
It's just like you said. It wouldn't be a much better environment for Adam if Harley wasn't around.
Hey, I didn't mean it like that. I'm just asking you whether you love your children equally.
But it makes sense to love the gifted one more.
What are you saying?
Oh, that reminds me. You and Bertha got married 3 years ago, but you still don't have kids, right? What's wrong? Does one of you have problems?
No, we just want to have kids after we've saved up more money first. We plan on trying for a baby soon.
Oh, you do? This is perfect timing then. I'm sorry he's a useless good-for-nothing despite being 10 years old, but I'll give you Harley.
Come on, it's not that simple.
For the time being. I want you to have him live with you for a trial period starting today.
I just told you, this isn't something you can decide at the drop of a hat.
In any case, we're moving house.
Huh? You're moving?
Yes, in preparation for Adam entering prestigious junior school in Seattle. Harley's just in her way.
No way. Is this the reason you sent her to my house in the first place?
Oh, and the phone we gave Harley. He won't be able to use it anymore after tomorrow. If you want him to keep being able to use it, you'll have to start a new contract.
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean, we reluctantly bought him it after Adam told us he thought his brother should get a phone too. We'll finally be able to stop wasting money on him. It's such a relief.
How can you say that?
Anyway, bye! Uncle Tim, where are you?
Harley? What's wrong? Can't you sleep?
No.
Sorry for leaving you on your own. I had an important phone call to take. I'm in the living room now.
What about Aunt Bertha? Is it my fault she had to go out?
No. You know how your aunt's a nurse? Well, it's her turn to work the night shift today, so she'll be back tomorrow.
Uncle Tim? Can I say something to you here by message?
Sure, what is it?
I'm sorry.
Huh?
I know I'm nothing but a nuisance to you and Aunt Bertha. I'm sorry.
Why do you think that?
Well,
Have your aunt and uncle called you a nuisance even once?
no, but I love my aunt and uncle. I love you because you're not like my mom. You don't get mad with me, and you smile at me. So I don't want you guys to hate me.
Harley. Listen, Harley. Me and Bertha discussed this before she went to work. But would you like to be our son?
Your son? I can be your son?
It's okay. I'm gonna let your mom and dad know about it. Of course, we'll only go ahead with it if it's okay with you.
Yes. I want to be your son. I love my big brother Adam, but I don't ever want to go back to them.
It's settled then. Starting from today, you're my son, Harley.
Yeah.
Let's leave the messages for tonight. I'm about to head to your room. So, shall we go to sleep?
Yeah.
Dad, you got a minute? Hey, Harley. I'm gonna be home soon. What's up? She stood right outside the entrance to our apartment block. I don't know what to do. What? My mom, who gave birth to me, is stood hanging around outside the main entrance. Huh? Do you mean my big sister? Yeah. It's been 8 years, but it's her. I'm sure of it. I look a lot like my big brother Adam. I don't think I can make it past her unnoticed. Seems like there could be some trouble if she sees me, so I'm watching her from the shadows. I just had a sneaky peek out the window. You're right. It's my sister. She's even got a suitcase. But why, after all this time? She hasn't contacted us even once these past 8 years. Dad? Actually, I got a message from Adam earlier today. He said my old mom and dad divorced a little while ago. What? Really? Apparently, Mom slammed some divorce papers down on the table as a threat to Dad. But he immediately took them to the office and handed them in. What the? He said they were fighting over what he would study at university. Things turned sour, and this is the result. Dad wanted him to be a lawyer and entered him into the legal faculty. But Mom wanted him to be a doctor, so she complained at him nonstop. Adam wanted to do programming, though. So they completely ignored what he wanted to do himself. Anyway, we can speak about this later. Harley, I'm about to come out in the car. Can you wait by the convenience store on the main road? Won't be able to see you from the main entrance if we enter the apartments to the underground car park. Okay, I understand. I'll be there. Great. See you in front of the store. Got it! What are you doing here, sis? I could see you from my window.
Oh, Tim! Good grief. If you could see me, let me in already. I came all the way here only to find out your apartment block has security? You never told me.
Why would I let you in?
Why wouldn't you? I went out of my way to come and see you. Not only that, but you've got my son.
Huh?
On that note, when's he coming home? I waited outside for a whole 2 hours, but he's nowhere to be seen.
If you're talking about Harley, he's been inside with me for a while now.
Oh, he has?
What do you want with Harley?
We got a divorce. My husband took Adam, so I have no choice. Harley's a failure, so there's no way he can go to university. But but he can at least find a job and look after his mother.
Look after you?
Even a good-for-nothing like him should be capable of showing a bare minimum of gratitude to his mom.
Nope, not happening.
What? Why?
Harley's still in his 3rd year of high school.
What? Is he such a moron he got held back a year? Will the embarrassment never end? Oh my god.
You're the one who should be embarrassed.
Why?
He didn't get held back a year.
Huh? But...
You can at least remember the age of the child you gave birth to.
Oh, stop it. So I was off by a year at most. It's not a big deal. But in that case, I guess it can't be helped. I'll wait until he graduates. Keep him at your place until then, okay?
No, he's going to university.
What?
Looks like he wasn't as much of a worthless moron as you said he was. The opposite, in fact. His high school is one of the best in the state. Not only that, but his grades are consistently among the top 10 of his year.
Really?
If they weren't, his teacher wouldn't have recommended he take the entrance exam for a notoriously difficult to enter university. As for sports, it's hard to say because all of his after-school clubs are literary. But he always gets impressive grades in gym class.
Wow, I see. Harley's amazing. That's my boy.
Huh?
In that case, I'm gonna move in with you guys and live with you as Harley's mother until he graduates university. But he absolutely has to join the medical faculty when he does.
What are you talking about? I was just bragging about my son.
What?
Do you really think you can just turn up out of the blue and declare that you're going to be living with us? Plus, demanding I give him back so he can look after you? Who the hell do you think you are?
Harley's my son. He has a duty to look after me.
All you did was give birth to him.
Duh, I'm his mother because I gave to him.
You're the one who chose to get rid of him 8 years ago. Me and Bertha are the ones who adopted him. So me and Bertha are his parents now.
I don't need to hear this crap. Just hurry up and let me in.
It's Harley who doesn't want to see you.
Huh? How can that be? You do know the best thing for a child is to be with their mother, right? It's pretty obvious you and your wife never had kids of your own.
I have a son in elementary school.
Huh?
He was born 6 years ago. Harley's amazing with him. And he's so smitten that I think he loves him even more than me and his mom. He has a message for you. I only have one mom, and I think of her as my mother from the bottom of my heart. Her name is Bertha. You've been a stranger to me ever since that day 8 years ago.
Huh.
So basically, you're not welcome in our family. Please, hurry up and get lost.
But I don't have anywhere to live.
Go back and live with Mom and Dad then.
But they live in the middle of nowhere.
I'll call the police.
What?
Actually, you've been loitering outside for more than 2 hours now. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if one of the residents already called them. My sister left in a panic immediately after that. But she didn't have anywhere else to go, and I heard she went back to our parents' house for a time. However, she found living with our mom and dad, who she never got along with to begin with, very difficult, and now lives in the corner of a small city, barely scraping by a living. As for Adam, who initially lived with his dad, her ex-husband, he immediately withdrew from the university his dad forced him to go to and flew over to the UK on his own. Just like before, him and his little brother Harley got on like a house on fire and message each other from time to time. He says finally being free of his over-interfering parents feels like a weight off his back. He's having a blast with his long-cherished dream of studying programming. As for Harley, he's currently in the middle of his university entrance exams. He and his girlfriend, who he met last year, are currently supporting each other through their exams and studying as hard as they can.